4th down, the final play, unless they can stick it in the end zone. Dorsey under pressure, throws it, incomplete. The Buckeyes win. Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got an opening. Elliott off to the races. Can they catch him?
Feature the two backs as receivers, and now a downfield shot on first down for the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State strikes first. Making the judgments again, and there is Smith running free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly from 45 yards. Pressure comes. Sword, knocked it out, and picks it up. Jack Sword coming down the sidelines. Ohio State scoop and score and dagger from 82 yards.
Here they come.
Heavy pressure. Howard delivers downfield. It's Smith. He's got it. Jeremiah Smith. 2025 college football national champion, Coach Ryan Day, and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Welcome in, Buckeye backers. We are bringing it to you live from Seattle, Washington, to the cornfields of Enid, Ohio. We are the pulse of Buckeye fans across the nation, with Seattle Matt and Buckeye Steve. What is up, Buckeye backers? Well, transfer portal is coming to a close on Friday. There will be no more Buckeyes entering the portal after Friday. So thank goodness, after 33 guys going out of Buckeye Nation, there won't be any more after Friday. So we're getting close to a close. So we got to start off with ranking our losses. We're going to do top 5, Cody. Top 5 losses just from the portal. That doesn't include guys going to the NFL. We might get into that a little bit later. And our top 5 gains for this portal season so far. And from what we're hearing, there's going to be more additions, and the Buckeyes are in on a few more.
Yes.
But a big one went to the Ducks today. The offensive tackle from Colorado too. He is gone now. So that was one we wanted. He went to the Ducks.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah.
No,
Seton
interesting.
He signed with the Ducks are on fire, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're cooking.
Fire, man. They got 2 stud quarterbacks.
They're
Moore came back. Raiola's there in the wings. They're on fire. We thought we were on fire after Sunday and Monday's editions. 5 of them. But let's start with yours. Give me your number 1 loss. Let's start with the losses because the ones that still sting, man.
It's hard to boil it down to one. We've had some pretty big losses, on both sides of the ball. But if I had to give it to one, I got to go with Quincy Porter. The Buckeyes receiver room, it's going to be battle tested.
Okay.
I can say for the first time in 8 years that we may not have as much depth that we think we have. You're going to be relying on some freshmen. You're going to be relying on old reliable Jeremiah Smith, of course.
Sure.
But just not as much depth as you would like to have at that position.
Okay, I'll give you that one. But I don't know that he wasn't going to be. Was he? Do you think he was going to be a starter, Quincy Porter?
So you would have had Smith. You would have had Brandon Ennis.
Mm-hmm.
Rounding out that third spot, it could have been the transfer. It could have been Porter. I wouldn't have been surprised either way. But money talks.
What about Mylan Graham though? There. Do you think Mylan Graham would have started over Quincy Porter? Because you kind of have the same type of receiver in Jeremiah Smith. Maybe you want more of a small, fast twitch guy going over the middle.
I was a little bit higher on Porter than I was Graham. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
But Graham not having that depth, that definitely hurts.
And just younger though. Quincy Porter, being the freshman.
Sure.
And maybe not as good a blocker. I'm trying to think about how they were as far as, physically blocking downfield. I don't know. I guess that could be a toss-up. My number 1 is Aaron Scott. I thought he was going to see a lot of time. Just the prototypical height for a DB, and he kept fighting for it. He's a 9.37 guy where I'm living, and it hurts more for him because I thought he was going to start.
It hurts to lose both of the Ohio guys, him and Bryce West.
Yeah.
That it is what it is. Sounds like Scott's going to be Notre Dame bound, and then West is headed to Wisconsin.
I'm still hopeful. Maybe Scott will come back.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Personally, but never know.
Yeah, you never know. Test the waters and see. Maybe they'll come back. Number 2, I'm going to go with my number 2. Then we'll get yours. Mylan Graham. He was my number 2. But you kind of talked me into Quincy Porter. I feel like I could change that. But all of my top 5 guys are ones that are like you should have stayed. You should be playing. I don't know why these guys are leaving. We haven't had this in the past where these all 5, and I even went down a little further with 6, 7, and 8, just because I saw these names and I was like, those guys all had an opportunity to see the field, if not start.
Sure.
I don't know why these guys are leaving. Like, and you waited out at Ohio State. Ohio State's one of those places. Like, you get on the field there, you're set up for life. You don't leave if you have that opportunity. It blows my mind that happened this year. But out of the 33 guys, I could only come up with like 8 that I thought were really going to see a decent amount of time.
A lot of them were guys that just weren't going to play.
Yeah.
And that's good for them. They're making the right decision. But yeah, like you said, some of these guys, they were going to play.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to play.
So who's your number 2?
Brings me to my number 2, and that's Jarquez Carter.
Jarquez Carter, yeah.
That's a big one.
And that's a position of need too. I mean, you don't just come up with those 300-pound DTs all the time. And the fact that he's going to Miami too, it really hurts.
Yeah, that puts some salt in the wound. And
that was what I really wanted to see too.
An interesting point. Last year's recruiting class, we had 3 defensive linemen. They're all gone.
All of them. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, that one hurts. I have him a little later on the list, but number 3, Fahim Delane. We'll agree. I thought, he was due to see the field next year and probably going to be a starter at safety.
Yes.
And he just showed out at practices too. I mean, it was like he had those moments where like, dude, he's gonna be a baller.
Yeah.
And to see those people leave when you have that thought, like, first round, like you can be a first rounder if you stick with it at Ohio State. You can make big money. And I don't know what the situation is that makes you want to leave. Whatever it is, it doesn't make any sense. You're at a place like Ohio State. You have the opportunity to see the field. There's no reason for you to leave.
Well, and Leroy Roker was out snapping him. I don't know what led to that. I don't know why that was. That could have been a reason for him to enter. I don't know. But
and maybe we just all got lucky because last year having a national title, guys don't want to leave.
Yeah,
there's the opportunity to go back to back, and this is just the new era. Guys are going to leave.
But on that note, we do have a few guys coming back. The entire offensive line.
We'll get into that. We're still going with losses. I still want to be in a bad mood.
All right, well, we'll hear your number 4 because we agreed on number 3.
Fahim Delane was your number 3 too.
Yeah,
Bryce West. Bryce West was number 4.
Yep.
Also thought he was going to see the field. I thought Aaron Scott kind of outplayed him this year and leading up into this year, where Bryce West was probably getting more reps than Aaron Scott.
He was.
Yeah. And what do you got for number 4?
This is a little unorthodox, but I'm actually going to go with James Peoples.
Okay. All right.
Just a guy that I would have liked to see stay. I think that he still has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And I think that now you don't have that 1-2 punch that you did with Judkins and Trey. I think that he was starting to turn a corner. And if he stayed, we could have had a really good tandem.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It would have been nice. I didn't have him on the list just because he got beat out. We have Bo, and then getting someone out of the portal for running back isn't really as difficult. as some other positions like offensive tackle, like safety, like
Sure.
defensive tackle.
Sure.
Those are the bigger positions for me, and the bigger need, because what do we have at cornerback as far as depth? What do we have at safety? Well, now we're adding some guys, but let's go in five. Five, I had Quincy Porter. You might have talked me into maybe flopping those around, so I probably should have flipped Quincy Porter and Mylan Graham and had Graham at 5. But what did you have at 5?
5, I will put Mylan Graham.
Okay.
I will. 5, I'll put Mylan Graham. Obviously, it's not ideal losing a couple of receivers and Carnell Tate. When
Carnell Tate's going to the NFL to be a first rounder, then that stinks too. So you're losing, depth for sure at wide receiver.
And listen, I actually like Coach Hankton. I think that he's going to work out in Columbus, despite what fans may think.
Yeah, but, and he had experience at the fake wide receiver and now he's at the real one. So now he's going to know what it's really like to be a wide receiver
Yep, absolutely.
I went down a little further on this guys leaving because I had to. Let's be honest. Jarquez Carter, I had it at number 6, so I agree with you. And then that was an important one. Dominique Kirks, I saw big things out of him. And just because of depth, Malik Hartford, seeing him was a pretty good gut punch because obviously he was in line to start too.
Yeah, I agree with all those names. Absolutely.
All of those guys. There's 8 guys left the team, had a chance of being, best of the best, the most elite in college football. Obviously, 2 of those guys, maybe 3 are going to go to Notre Dame, so you get the chance there too. But why? You're still going to be competing for a job there. It had to be money. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. It has to be money.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
If you are at an opportunity to start, you just have to fight for it at Ohio State. You don't leave, man.
Sure.
And especially when you have Matt Patricia there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if he gets re-signed, then that's the biggest gain of the year, keeping him, because I think, and we kind of got to see how it goes. I think he gets offered some big money to go to the NFL.
He'll get an offer.
Imagine he would. It's just going to be whether he feels more comfortable being at Ohio State and loves being in Columbus, like we've kind of seen when you see him around the Woody. He's been very, very happy. Seems like he's where he wants to be. Seems like his family's happy, and he's even talked about it. I've seen him a couple times in the Woody. He's just been a really nice, upbeat, great guy. Completely different than what you hear out of the Lions organization from him.
Well, and it sounds like to me he's a guy that's grateful.
Yeah.
A guy that's grateful for another opportunity, another chance.
Yeah.
Is he?
And sometimes he's earned enough money that he can kind of sit back and it doesn't have to be just about money. It can be, where do I want to be? Where am I happier?
Right. He led a dynasty, and he knew what that felt like.
Yeah.
He wants to be in another winning program, I would imagine. So.
Yeah, and it had to be a really good situation in the NFL for him to be like, I don't need to build anymore. I just want to go into a good spot and do what I need to do and make things great. Right.
And I don't know that there's really a discussion about him leaving. I think that the social media post is overblown.
Yeah.
That's a guy he's thankful. He's thankful for the season, thankful for the opportunity. I think people are reading into it too much.
Sure. But one thing's for sure, he's going to be on NFL teams' radar, no matter what. And that's kind of what I posted, and I got blasted for it because everyone's like, thinking I was saying he was leaving. No, he's just going to be of interest, and he is of interest for Dallas right now. He's a candidate. So let's go to our gains. Who do you have at number 1?
So this is really hard, but
come on, I'll give you mine. Go ahead.
I apologize for that. I'm going to go with sort of a duo at number 1, but also number 2. Okay. One AB. So I'm going to go with the Bama boys.
Get that one AB shit out of here. Pick one. Which one's better? In your mind, if you had to pick one right now, which one's better?
Give me Russaw.
All right.
Russaw. All right. If I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah. I think it's Qua Russaw. I'm going to go with Christian Alliegro.
I actually really like him.
He played with a broken arm against Ohio State, and he showed out. The dude is an animal. He's one of those guys that's going to be a perfect fit in James Laurinaitis's linebacker room. And
He's
with
tough.
Sonny Styles leaving, with Arvo Reese leaving, we need a guy with experience to be back there. Also with Pettijohn, and
Yeah.
him and Pettijohn are going to be a crazy duo together.
Getting a veteran in that room is so crucial because you have so much youth. With Peyton Pierce, Sincere Johnson, and Riley Pettijohn, and TJ Alford. So just getting another veteran in that room is really
and
good.
That's a good room now. I mean,
It
just
is.
those names that you just rattled off, that is a great linebacker room. Excited to see that. But what you need, like you said, is defensive line in front of them. And Kenyatta Jackson Jr., at least as far as we know right now, is coming back.
I hope so.
And I think he needs to, and I think it'll be great for him to have some more production this year and be that guy going to get the sacks, man.
Yeah.
Going after those numbers. Because he absolutely can. I have the duo afterwards. I put James Smith number 2 and Rousseau number 3.
Fair. Yeah,
so you got your 1 and 2, you know.
I have him flopped. James Smith at number 2.
Okay. And who do you have at 3?
So 3, I'm going to go with Terry Moore.
Terry Moore is a good one. Yeah.
Defensive back for Duke, transfer.
Yeah, safety.
Did not play last year. Did not play last year due to a torn ACL. But the year before, he was all ACC.
Yes. Yeah.
So very talented, very good player. Really excited to see what he can do.
I have at 4. I have Earl Little Jr.
And I have those 2 flipped.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so do I. So at 5, I have Terry Moore.
Right. Okay.
And you know what? We should have started this off with can you put a kicker at number 1 for your top?
That's a good point.
Top gains, because we didn't have a kicker, Connor Hawkins. We needed a kicker.
We've
seen several games affected recently by.
I'm gonna switch my number 1, Connor Hawkins.
You're putting Connor Hawkins number 1.
Connor Hawkins.
I mean, our kicking room was depleted.
Yeah, we didn't have one. We did not have a rostered kicker.
That's insane. We still need a backup kicker now.
Yeah, if we have an injury, we're screwed.
Yeah,
we'll have to have an emergency kicker.
We're gonna have to have like a contest before a game. You're like, hey,
get a fan out there.
Come on out here and see who can kick these 35-yard field goals.
Which team did that?
Texas Tech. I believe that was like 3. That was a while ago, actually.
Yeah,
somewhere around 5 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't too terribly long ago, but
it worked. Like that kicker, I ended up being pretty good as far as my memory serves me.
Yeah. Another transfer.
Or you know what we could do? Just follow Pat McAfee around, and wherever he goes, you see those kickers that make it, man. And like, hey, pull him.
That's
up.
funny.
Let's go. Sign him to a contract.
On a smaller scale, we just got a transfer quarterback, Brady Geibel.
Oh, there we go. Hey,
Brady Geibel.
Got it in the comments.
Thank you for the comment. He is a guy that I actually know personally. Grew up about 15 minutes away from him. He's played our school multiple times. Great player. He's a transfer from Furman. Big body, and he should be a good depth addition to the quarterback room.
Yeah, that just happened just before we got.
Just before we went live, I think about half an hour ago, roughly.
Okay, so I don't know anything about Brady. And it's Geibel?
Brady Geibel.
All right. Well, thanks. Hashim, thanks for bringing that up for us and joining us in the locker room. That's a pretty cool addition because we do need some depth there. You know, if Kienholz being gone, we really needed that. His senior year, he lost to Ridgewood, by the way.
Ridgewood, that is my school.
Yeah, and Furman transfer.
Yep, Ridgewood High School.
Yeah, so glad to have him, man. It's good to have some experience back there too for someone that has played some college ball in the past.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because what? Yeah, I know we have Tavion St. Clair back there too, and it's gonna be nice to see him. I hope he gets some playing time this year. You know, one of the things I don't like about Day is he doesn't get the backup quarterbacks enough time until it's too late.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you always saw that under Urban Meyer. Always.
Mhm. Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe he'll do what we did again. Maybe he'll do again what we did this year with the running packages.
Mhm.
I don't think he's quite the athlete that Kienholz was or is, but it's possible. We'll see.
Yeah. So I have to look back into Geibel a little bit more. That's gonna be awesome.
Talented player. Talented player.
Back in there. But the Connor Hawkins, man, I talked to and Tony from
Tony Thomas, great writer.
Tony Thomas from College Football Backers, and he actually wrote SI for Baylor all football season. So he was very familiar with Connor Hawkins and said, "You got a solid one there, man." I think I remember he was like 27 on 27 for extra points, and he had a long kick of 54 yards. And I think he was 3 for 4 for 50 or longer.
Yeah,
this is all off the top of my memory, so don't
you nailed it.
Yeah.
So he'll be a great addition.
What was he like in total? I think he only missed
I believe it was in the 40s for extra points. He was like 40 or 45.
Okay. And what was
44
it
of 45
for field goals? Do you remember?
I don't know. It was like 18. He was like 13 of 18 or 15 of 18.
For field goals all year? I thought it was like 18 of 22 or something like that.
Was it? Okay.
That's off the top of my head. That's what I was thinking. In fact,
okay.
I'll probably look and see. Just a quick search. Let's get into a little bit of Buckeyes in the big leagues, man. Get us started.
Yes, sir. The Houston Texans are moving on, and I am so happy about that. CJ Stroud, he didn't have his best performance. I think it was three fumbles, I believe.
He had an interception too.
Yeah, so not his best game, but the Texans came out with a win, 21 of 32.
All right, here we go. Hold on, let me stop you. I got this.
Yes.
Connor Hawkins was a perfect 37 of 37 on extra points, 18 of 22 on field goals. I remember that correctly, and a long of 54 yards. 3 for 4 from 50 plus yards for field goals this year. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. So Stroud didn't have his best stuff, but they still won nonetheless. He targeted Stover one time for a catch.
There we go.
And Tommy Togiai getting it done, 5 tackles. So that was on the Texans side of the ball. And then I have to talk about Jack Sawyer. He had a strip sack, a really big strip sack against Stroud. So that was on the Steelers side of the ball.
Hey, Cody.
Collier, thanks for tuning in. That's one of my buddies.
There we go. That's
Appreciate
awesome.
the love. Yavi,
What's up, Yavi?
He commented before.
Do you know Yavi too?
I do. That's one of my buddies.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he was helping out for sure. And man, all your buddies are in the locker room today, man. That's cool.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it.
Harrison Bryant is a good tight end for the Texans. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a little bit of an inside joke.
Okay.
Harrison Bryant, I really liked him because he was in Cleveland. So, and this is just a tangent, I actually made a social media page dedicated to him, like a fan page.
Okay.
So now in my basement, I have a signed ball from him, and his wife follows me on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So other Buckeyes in the big league. All right. You want to go over any of those? These are just guys that played, around the wild card weekend. Every single team has a Buckeye on it.
That's awesome.
Every single team. So guaranteed there's going to be a Buckeye winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. Other than what I mentioned, a lot of guys that aren't quite making the impact that we had hoped.
Mm-hmm.
Dobbins, Jonathan Cooper hasn't played yet, but he'll make an impact for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Lathan Ransom getting a tackle in the loss. So not a whole lot going on other than what I mentioned. But
what about Sawyer strip sack, man?
I mentioned that.
A Buckeye on Buckeye crime.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I'm not going to say that. I was conflicted.
Conflicted is a good word. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. Yeah. Because you want to root for both of them. In fact, Stroud was one of 4 quarterbacks ever to win a playoff game in his first 3 years.
Wow. He's brought the Texans back to relevance.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that defense is amazing. Their defense is incredible.
And speaking of, just the Big Ten being outright, if they win again this year, Indiana wins the national title.
It just means more.
These SEC people are all butthurt. The Georgia president is even out here saying if the CSC is not going to enforce the settlement, if the NCAA is not going to enforce tampering, if Congress is not going to pass the SCORE Act, then it leaves the SEC in a position that we're going to have to go our own way to create rules. And man, it didn't matter when they were dropping bags, when they were cheating to get recruits, but now you can't compete because everyone else can do it, and we can do it better.
That means that we can't compete. That means that we can't compete.
Yeah. They're
going to have to create their own rules. They're going to have to cheat to win.
They're on the back burner. You just have that little heating element in the back, and the SEC can only muster up just enough heat to keep the food warm.
Right.
They can't get it to a boiling point.
Right.
It's never going to change.
And, Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjork, he spoke on it and said, we're going to do this with integrity. Mm-hmm. We're not going to do anything illegally. We're going to follow all the rules, even if they're not enforced. I know a lot of Buckeyes fans are split on that, but a majority of them not happy. But Ohio State's an ethical program. And
it is, yeah.
It is. We do things the right way.
I don't think that they want the blowback too of what could possibly happen later on in the future. They want to make sure everything is done, I's are dotted, T's are crossed, because what are the repercussions later on? Nobody knows.
As of right now, there aren't any.
Yeah, correct. So, but are there going to be in the future?
I don't know, because if there are, you're going to have to punish
everyone.
Yeah, everybody except for Ohio State.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do that.
The other thing about the way Ohio State does things too is just the fact that they don't promise money that they're not going to give.
Yeah, for sure.
There are probably a lot of institutions that are promising a lot of money, and then they get there, and you don't want that. You don't want that as part of your culture.
Right.
You don't want kids and families and everyone knowing, hey, they offered me this much, but they paid half of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't pay anything at all. So what's up, Sage? It's been a while, man. Thanks for joining us.
It's definitely a strategy, and I think that a lot of fans are upset about it. But if it does come back to bite these other teams in the butt, Ross is just going to say, "Hey, told you so."
I got a little bit of a concern with it, though. I mean, you kind of got to do what others are doing. I think Ohio State was just in the past. Ohio State has been in a position where they've been far enough ahead that it didn't matter. They had time to sit back, relax, analyze the situations, and develop their process. Just because they were and still are, in that pinnacle range of college football, top 5 at least programs, and coming off a national title, you can kind of sit back and see what's going to happen. But college football does have a big problem. We need some rules around NIL. It's bad. There has to be some type of rules. There has to be some type of guardrails.
Right.
And exactly, the calendar has got to change. There is this is insanity.
Right. There are no rules in college football, and it's embarrassing.
It is a little bit embarrassing. You know what I think needs to happen? You talked about the sitting out rule, and I like that. Like if they transfer, you have to sit out. Bring that back. But I think there's exclusions to that. Your coach leaves, no sitting out.
Yes. Oh, I agree.
You get one transfer without sitting out a year.
Now,
I think that's actually great.
Here's what else I would do.
Right.
If you enter the portal, you better be sure, because you can't go back. That's what I would do.
No, I don't like that. I like them being able to go back. I like to second guess it a little bit, and I like the fact that they're able to play the market a little bit. I like the fact that hey, I think I'm worth X amount of money. I'm going to go C in the market, and maybe my team was right. I'll come back. I think that's okay.
The problem
They
with
don't
that
have
is
to take you back.
the
Once
problem
you
with
enter
that
the
is
portal.
all these schools are already tampering.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all tampering.
I do think everything needs to be moved to after the season.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone should have rules except for LSU.
That's my buddy. He's a big LSU guy.
Come on, Yavi, get out of here.
But yeah,
I'm okay with the 5 years of eligibility too. You get your 5 years no matter what. There's no more medical red shirts anymore after that.
If you're going to do it, then do it. I don't like this idea that a guy that got hurt can't get a 5th year, but TJ Finley can go and play for 7 different teams across 7 seasons for no reason. That's ridiculous. That is insane.
And that's part of the problems with the NCAA is they were arbitrary on rulings,
right?
Forever. There has to be some strict guidelines if you're going to have them.
Why couldn't Chambliss get another year?
There we go. It would be nice to see Chambliss again, but why does he really need it? That's my thing. I'm like, how? Like,
I think it would be. It's kind of like
he's already had his 5 years, right? He's looking for a 6th year.
Yeah, my thing is like
anyone should get a 6th year. That's just insane.
I think it's just the fact that he played at such a small school before.
Yeah,
and like if he got another chance to play at a bigger school, he could raise his draft stock and say, "Hey, I really am legit. I can keep this up."
I think they're probably gonna. He's probably gonna get drafted well anyway. He's just a baller, man.
I can't
that
gauge
team
his draft stock.
He put that team on his shoulders. Someone's gonna take a chance on him.
Yeah, for sure. I think so.
Go Buckeyes and Texans. I hit the like button. Thanks, Temple. Temple of Brutus is always in here. Love having you.
We need the Texans to win it all.
We did start a little early. We were sitting around talking about this, trying to think if we should plan out the show or just go off the cuff a little bit. So we went off the cuff, started it early, and we're ready to roll, man. So thanks for joining us. If you're in here and thought we were starting at 9:30, like I said, just got the ball rolling a little early.
But yes, I agree. Pavia got a 6th year. Why can't Chambliss? Is my
if you're gonna let one guy, you gotta let them all.
Right. Now the thing is, Pavia just sued the NCAA. Chambliss will probably do the same thing.
Yeah, and Pavia sued for another year, but he's got to try to do that. He's got to stay in that. He's going to the NFL anyway, but he's got to stay in that lawsuit just for everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, Cody, skipping church ball, man.
Yeah, I was not able to make my youth group tonight.
Come on, brother.
My youth group church ball tonight.
I
apologize. I apologize.
That actually sounds like kind of fun.
All right. I think that we should get to our biggest additions. Did we, or our biggest losses via the NFL draft?
Via the draft.
The draft.
Go ahead.
So, for me, it's going to be Max Clare at the 1.
Okay.
I value D-line, and I think I would put McDonald at 2.
Yeah, McDonald's definitely number 1 for me. I mean, there's not without a question. That is
my thing with Clare is just I think that he would have made a real difference next year in another season with Ohio State.
You don't think K-Mac would have too?
Come on, man. I'm not saying he wouldn't, but
it's K-Mac all the way. You can't argue that with me at all. I will not accept any argument for Clare over K-Mac at all.
That's fair. It's just my opinion is that we kind of we're getting to a point where we lack pass catchers, and if we don't have those weapons for saying it's not good at all.
And I think they got it. Getting the Ohio transfer tight end too.
Mason Williams.
He's probably going to be better. Yeah, Williams is probably going to be better than what we are imagining. Just like what we saw with our last Ohio tight end.
And I think that they're going to play a very similar role as blockers that go out for the occasional pass.
I'll go with that. And then we got that Northwestern tight end too, Hunter
Welsing.
Yeah, Hunter
Yep.
Welsing also, experienced, big
Yeah, this
body,
is his
6'3",
sixth year.
250.
Sixth year of college football.
Speaking of 6 years, yeah, we got one now, and that's kind of what's interesting about this too. Like the older players seem to be doing well. You talk about some of the best quarterbacks in the league. You talk about Chambliss. You talk about Diego Pavia. You talk about Mendoza. You talk about Carson Beck.
Sure.
These guys have led teams deep into playoff runs, or at least elevated the team higher than it has been in the past, or both for most of those guys.
Right.
It's important to have that experience. And I think that's one place that Ohio State was lacking, the fact that they got to where they were with kind of a young team at key positions, offensive line, quarterback, running back. A lot of places that they were heavy at were on the defense, and that's why the defense was so damn good.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, experience is key. I think that adding some of these veterans to a rather young team, I would say, I think that's a big deal. I think it's a really big deal. And there's still more to go. I think that you're going to have to add some guys in the portal still with just a few days left. But
and getting Bo Jackson back was huge, man. That was a breath of fresh air. And your boy Yavi mentioned it, and that's one we definitely have to include. But Bo Jackson is not Bo Jackson without having damn near the whole offensive line coming back.
Absolutely.
Carson Hinsman, Austin Saraville just announced that he's coming back, which is huge. We thought he was going to the NFL. Luke Montgomery just posted an awesome video about being back and then loving his time in Columbus, which I don't know who made that video, but it was absolutely fire. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on X. Luke, he has that posted. I did repost it, so something you got to watch. It was pretty sweet.
And that's something that I kind of predicted from the beginning, that the entire O-line would be back minus Tegra. So that's a big deal. That's a really big deal.
An experienced O-line knows how to play together already. What you said earlier, Padilla's probably you think Padilla's probably going to move to center, which would be impressive. Why wouldn't he play guard and Hinsman play center?
Well, I think that you're going to have Padilla go back to – you're going to have Padilla go to center, and I think they're going to have Hinsman go back to his natural position, which I believe is – it wasn't center, was it?
He was playing center this year.
Well, I don't know. I don't think he was recruited as a center.
No, he flipped a couple times, and then he did. Yeah, I think he was recruited as a guard.
So
I recall, actually.
I think he'll go back to guard along with Luke Montgomery, and then you'll see Moore and Phillip Daniels.
Yeah.
Moore and Phillip Daniels fill out the tackles.
Yeah.
So the O-line should be good. I know that it had its ups and downs last year, but there were flashes, and I think that
and if you want a championship team, that's kind of where you want to start, deep in the trenches. My concern is going to be on the defensive line edge. That was a concern going into the season, and somehow it became zero concern as the season went on. So my biggest concern right now is going to be the defensive line going into next year.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's a lot of people's concern. I think that you have a lot of young guys, a lot of youth, but you also brought in John Walker. You brought in
again, kind of youth, and that was something we wanted last year, but he chose, his hometown school and then tried that on and then decided to transfer out.
Right.
Going to be interesting to see how that works out.
He played very well. His stats don't really reflect on the stat sheet. I think his impact goes far beyond that. I think that he's a run stuffer, a guy that will eat up a lot of space. So he's a really big deal. And then you have the two Bama boys, which I think are going to be huge for this team. And then hopefully Kenyatta Jackson comes back.
If the defensive line, Yavi's gonna get in on the defensive line, man. Get him in here.
I don't know about that, brother. I love you, but you're not quite as big as these guys.
Another year of Julian saying, I am excited to see it too. I just please, for the love of everything holy, run the ball when it's open. Day, let him run the damn ball.
He's got growth. He's got a lot of growth to do. They're going to have to hit a home run with the offensive coordinator. They have to. You have to hit a Patricia level higher, in my opinion. You know, I think that Keenan Bailey has a good football mind, but he can't be the guy.
They're going to get an offensive coordinator. It's not being promoted from within. I'm almost 100% sure of it. I don't know who it is, but this has the same feel as it did last year when we were looking for a defensive coordinator. Like, all the rumblings are like, we're just going to hire from within. We're just going to hire from within. I think they kind of learned his lesson, hiring from within.
Yeah.
You need experience. This isn't the MAC. You can't just promote guys to be the best of the best in the nation and expect results, because it's just not going to happen. You know, I think it was a kind of a wish and a prayer, and it was maybe a mistake for Hartline to be promoted to coordinator.
They promoted Hartline not because he was some genius play caller.
Mm-hmm.
They promoted him because he's a heck of a recruiter.
For sure.
Excuse me. That's why they promoted him. You can't have that again. You just can't. You got to have a guy that knows his X's and O's. And I'm not saying that Hartline doesn't, but down to a T where he can call the plays. Because we've seen it.
Brian Day experience at another level of calling offensive plays in order to show that you are one of the best in the nation at managing in-game strategy.
Right.
You look at the 1 year that we did have it. Chip Kelly was here last year. Where coordinators were actually coordinators at both offensive and defensive coordinator. We won a national title. Yeah, and maybe that was because of some of the players we had on our team, obviously. But the fact that Day was able to be that CEO rather than having to manage the offense or worry about managing the offense, it made a difference in that team. It made a difference when push came to the shove and changes need to be made. Day could spend more time on the offense if he needed to, if there was, changes that needed to be made after that Michigan game.
Yeah, and listen, the fans that are saying to fire Ryan Day,
no, that's
go kick rocks, because you can't.
That's garbage.
Don't support this program if you can't support Ryan Day, a guy that has poured everything into this program.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that his job as the CEO does a lot more benefit. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he had to call the plays, it really wasn't his fault. It's just unfortunate.
Is there anyone else? Jermaine Matthew, it's nice to have him back too.
Not officially.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back.
I am too.
Yeah. I guess anything could change at this point. But
yeah.
Kenyatta Jackson, if he stays with it, coming back, that will be a huge addition too.
Yes. We got to get into the newest football league, the United Football League.
United Football League. We had a couple of guys that are going to go and play some more professional football. Heck yeah.
G. Scott Jr.
That's awesome.
He's going to suit up for the Columbus Aviators.
That's
under Ted Ginn.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really big deal.
The tutelage of head coach Ted Ginn Jr. You'd expect that from the senior, but man, Ted Ginn Jr. being the head coach.
Awesome.
Does he have any head coaching experience?
I don't believe so.
That's an interesting take. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone knows the Aviators are going to have a strong presence from former Buckeyes, right?
Yep, absolutely. Gary Conley, our buddy, still not signed, but hoping he can find his way on the team. He mentioned that with us earlier, so
yep,
hoping that he can find his way. And then there was another offensive lineman that was also signed.
Buckeye?
Yes. Ben Jones, I believe was his name. which I'm not familiar with his
Ben
tenure as a
Jones.
Buckeye.
Let's see. I'm going to go check out the Columbus Aviators site. I'm going to start following them on Twitter now. Get ready for takeoff. The Aviators in the house. Man, that's awesome.
It's a football league that I've always loved. I really do. The UFL, the XFL, whatever, because it gives guys an opportunity.
All right. This is pretty sweet. Yeah, you like seeing opportunities for guys. Ted Ginn Jr. was excellent to watch in a Buckeye uniform, man, and it was a pleasure. Those years really following it and seeing what he did. So him coming back to Columbus and being part of something bigger, it's going to be fun too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to watch some more football. Any chance I get to watch more football, I'm excited.
Yeah, and football in the spring during baseball season, right up my alley.
Especially if there's some former Buckeyes involved.
Yeah, Ted Ginn Jr. That's an awesome picture, by the way. I love seeing that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They're going to have to go heavy into Buckeyes, right?
I would assume so.
I mean, almost without a doubt. And here we go.
That's a league that has thrived on names, I feel like.
Heading home.
Heading home. Love it. That's a league that thrives on names and a lot of the fan base.
He didn't coach. His dad coached Glenville.
His dad was the head coach.
Yep. Legendary head coach. Doug's in the locker room saying, "Good evening, fellas."
But no, I really excited to watch these guys play. They're going to play at the old historic Crew Stadium.
They're playing at the old Crew Stadium.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. I imagine they were playing at the new Crew Stadium.
I believe it's the old one.
Really? Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So there wasn't really any use of that stadium anymore, was there?
They might have used it for some high school games, but it wasn't a very big thing, no.
They drafted no Buckeyes last night. Was there a draft for the UFL last night?
Yes. Yeah, so there were two drafts. Guys that were
How did G. Scott?
Undrafted.
Huh?
Undrafted, I think.
He was undrafted. Oh,
well,
man.
So it was a 2-day draft. You had guys that were
Come on, Ted Ginn. You gotta draft some boys from your Buckeyes.
Guys that were former players that were returning, and then guys that were just entering the player pool.
Okay.
And so we had a couple of Buckeyes enter the player pool.
That's interesting that they didn't get any Buckeyes. You'd think for ticket sales that would be something that you're doing like right away.
Right. Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Because now what jerseys are you going to wear there? What Buckeye jerseys are you going to wear to the Aviators? Ted Ginn.
Yeah. And I believe Carnell Jones is heavily involved with the program as like a spokesperson.
I think he should come out gunslinging.
I think he's done playing football.
Bring back 12 gauge. Come on.
Bring back the foundation.
Bring back the foundation. That's another point. What's going on with the foundation anymore? I mean, I know they were trying to include them in everything that Ohio State did and just incorporate it under the university umbrella. But man, we need to bring that back. That foundation was a baller.
Well, all these imaginary laws have changed things.
Yeah, but they're imaginary. And that's one place I disagree with you. I think we should just, we got to do what everyone else is doing. Let's just go for it.
I understand both sides.
Yeah. I understand being cautiously optimistic, but I think that went away a year or two ago. And we were doing that. And I agreed with it at the time, like staying ahead of things and making sure we're doing things the right way. The right way, there is no right way. I don't think that there ever will be. I don't think that things are going to change. I think it's always going to be the wild, wild west because until we get a new form of government in college football, because the NCAA is just too scared of lawsuits. They've had too many. There's nothing.
I
Their
agree.
hands are tied.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that is the biggest thing is that they're scared.
And I like that they stay moral. I mean, I don't want them offering guys money and then not following through with what they're promising to pay. But I think that you need to go out and get the best players no matter what.
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately the goal.
Whatever it takes, you go out and get the best players you can.
Right. That's ultimately the goal.
I agree with the approach that, right now you got to cut and trim. Like sometimes letting loose on a wide receiver that's worth $1.5 million on your payroll, you got to get rid of that if there's other places that need built.
The whole mass casualty thing, I don't think it's as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. That's just my opinion. But
there's going to be more transfer portal moves. The funniest thing is, or most ironic thing, maybe not funny at all, is the fact that they signed such a big class last year. I think it was 28, which is maybe their largest class ever.
Well, I think
maybe not ever, but in recent years.
You're talking as far as recruiting?
Mm-hmm. But and at the time, I guess that was great, and we wanted that. But now things have changed so much in the transfer portal. You want those older guys, and you want to be able to cut and trim extra cost whenever you can, and having such a large class in there hamstring you maybe a little bit. I think the only guys you're going to end up seeing are the elites of the elite that stick around for 3 to 4 years anymore.
It's very possible.
Now it's going to, guys are transferring after a freshman year. Come on, you can stick around a second year and see how it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible that we are more selective in who we recruit just because we want to bring in those top-end guys like a David Jacobs, a guy that we know is going to be a good player.
And you got to keep those guys. You got to find a way to keep those
absolutely
guys.
And I think all the money is going to be not only allocated to those guys, but also guys that are actively on the team, like your Jeremiah Smiths, your Carnell Tates, your Bo Jacksons. All that money, it isn't going to go to these 3-star guys.
Correct. Yeah. It's going to be hard to take project players anymore, though, which is interesting because where are all those scholarship spots going to go? Like, where are these guys that are kind of fringe? I mean, you're going to see a lot of moving up the ranks in college football, I think, in the next coming years. You're going to see a lot of this Ferris State type of things where they're going to get a lot better players for a year or two, but those guys are going to bump up to the next level, like Chambliss.
Yeah, for sure. I think that, at this point, you're almost treating these smaller schools like farm systems.
Yeah, and I think you're right.
Like Ohio State, they're using OU as a farm system for tight ends.
For sure.
And I think you're going to see more of that at a larger scale because these guys that are very talented just couldn't get the offers because of NIL.
They're not going to give them out.
The smaller classes. Yeah.
Because they're going to get the guys in the transfer portal to fill those positions. If every school's taking 5 less guys, 6 less guys, 7 less guys, Curt Cignetti said, optimally, it's going to be 19 guys, give or take, 20 guys, give or take 1.
And that's what's so impressive about Indiana.
Yeah.
What's so impressive about Indiana is, I don't think their team is overly talented. Now imagine they start getting some 5-star recruits. Combined with
47, 21 to 20 or 22 to 23-year-olds on their team.
That's true.
It's just that they have, when you start getting those age ranges difference, that experience does a lot for you.
But I find it interesting that they still aren't getting some of the top talents in the nation. Now, if they go win a national title, that's going to be scary for college football. That'll be real scary.
Speaking of that, isn't it like is it 8.5 points or 9.5 points for Indiana?
Oh, I don't
I think it was
sports
8.5.
bet, so I don't know.
No, it was 9.5 last time I checked. Vandy Chris had Indiana winning, and his score he picked was 31-17. Mike Germany said 42-13, and I said 24-13. If you were gonna pick, yeah, Sage has it here. 47 players over 22 years old.
Wow, that's quite a bit. Who are they playing? Who's in the national title game? It's Indiana and who?
Miami.
Miami.
Come on,
goodness.
man.
Oh, goodness. I haven't even been watching ever since Ohio State lost.
You're that out of it?
Yeah. Oh, I don't care. I'll be honest. I don't care about anything other than Ohio State.
Jaquin said dominate. All right, go Canes. What's your score? What would your score prediction be from the Canes side of things for the Indiana national championship game?
If you're asking me a score prediction,
yeah,
I thought it was going to be close against Oregon, and they blew them out of the water. So
Yavi's got Miami. Low scoring. All right.
Okay. He hates the Big Ten.
Oh, Yavi does. Oh, yeah, because he's an LSU fan.
Yeah, he doesn't like the Big Ten.
All right.
So that doesn't surprise me. Give me Indiana 28-7.
28-7. Wow. All right. All right, go Canes. What do you think? I do not hate the Big Ten. He doesn't hate them.
Yes, you do.
Take the Canes and the points. Yeah. I can see that. The Canes have a lot of motivation. Listen to I was on the Zoom call for the press conferences for both coaches on
Yes.
is that Monday or Tuesday? I can't even remember now. I think it was Monday. I don't know. Anyway, Monday or Tuesday, and a lot of questions asked to Cristobal about Mendoza. He had 6 or 7 questions asked to him about Mendoza, and I was like, no one asked him a question about Beck. How Beck, man, took the bull by the horns, got that last drive, ran the ball in for the touchdown to win the game in a game that really, really mattered. Also, Miami had the flu. A lot of key players is what we're hearing.
Oh, really?
Some of those guys had the flu the night before, so they found a way to win that game too. And in a back and forth game after being sick the night before, that was impressive. They had their flu game, like Michael Jordan.
I've heard the stories about the flu game. I'm starting to think it wasn't a flu game. I'm starting to think it was something else.
Mendoza wanted to be a Cane, but Miami already had brought in Beck. That wouldn't surprise me just because he's from that area. He went to school like a mile or so away from.
Yeah, I could see that.
Actual university.
So it'll be a revenge game.
27-20 Canes.
Okay.
Did you know that Mendoza's dad played high school football with Mario Cristobal?
Okay. No, I did not know that.
Hangover game.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to. I don't think that it was a flu game.
Yeah, that's maybe they're partying already. Like they did before the 2022 or 2002 national title game. At least the alumni were setting up parties.
Yeah.
All right, go Canes. You didn't know what? You didn't know that there were some guys that had the flu, or you didn't know that Mendoza's dad played high school football with Mario Cristobal? Or is it was really just a hangover? Yeah, man. Well, college football in general, things are changing big time. And I do think that it's going to be more closer to a targeted 15 recruits from high school and then fill in the rest.
Think so?
I think it's going to trend downwards. Yeah.
It definitely could. I think the transfer portal at this point is the way to go. I think that every team is seeing what happens whenever you have that level of experience and guys that are proving themselves. And
Mhm.
I think that, yeah, for sure, you're going to see those guys command more money. So
Mhm.
if you have the money, then yeah, I think that that's where the money is going to go, for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's especially at bigger programs or programs with more money, it's going to be more important to get just the studs and that's it. Everyone
Yeah,
else is going to
yeah,
pick
for
up from
sure.
it. I mean, look at the success you have with guys like Philip Daniels coming in. Bring some of those Ohio guys back to
Yeah,
Ohio State that have had good success at other schools. I mean, Minnesota's almost a farm team to Ohio State too.
who else have we brought in?
Who else was it? Man, now I forget. But let me go back to this comment real quick while I'm trying to remember that. Stupid that the national championship game, Doug, absolutely. You're
It's
absolutely
ridiculous.
correct. Why on
The
Monday night?
schedule,
All things. Like Friday
schedule's
nights are
broken.
available. Friday nights are available.
Saturday, play the game where you actually play college
Well,
football.
the NFL starts using Saturday because college football is not there anymore. So I don't think you want to upset the NFL if you're college football because then they'll be like, yeah, you can come straight. You don't have to have 3 years anymore.
I think that's ridiculous that they take college football's day. You have Sunday, you have Monday, you have Thursday.
Yeah, you have every other day of the week.
You don't need Saturdays. You just
I
you
think
don't.
Friday is a good day to have it too, man.
I would take a Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah. For the Canes to win, for Miami to win, they have to run the ball, eat the clock, keep Mendoza and the offense off on the sidelines, and play great defense. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, you want to keep that offense off the field. The thing is, they have a great defense too, so it's going to be interesting to see who is actually controlling the clock more.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Well, I think we covered everything we needed to cover for the show, brother.
I
we got
think so.
ourselves an hour
so.
in. I thought we were going to get like a half an hour show. We started a little early. Sorry about that to everyone, but man, college football season is almost over. We get a few more comments out of the locker rooms. Indiana has that small defensive line. Yeah, but go back and look at Oregon's defensive line, offensive line. They're absolutely big too. These guys are just ballers. They're that old man strength, kind of 22 years old, maybe 23 years old. They got experience, and that's what matters. Experience and heart. I do think Miami's got a lot of motivation going into this game because they're the underdogs. They're the home team. Some are even saying the Indiana fans are going to outnumber Miami fans at their home stadium.
I would not be at all surprised. I would not be at all surprised.
Man, what kind of gut punch would that be?
What did they go before they had Signetti? Like just 3 years ago?
I'm sorry, what's that?
What was their record? It was pitiful.
Oh yeah, it was the worst in college.
Yeah, it was awful.
They started from the absolute bottom and now they're at the pinnacle. Started from the bottom, now they're here.
I think Signetti is the best coach in college football.
If he wins a national title.
I think already. I think that what he's done with a roster that, like you said, is experienced, but just not – they don't have those guys that Ohio State has. And yet they still won, and they're still winning. It's unbelievable.
It's the hunger. This game will be similar to the OSU versus the Indiana game with Miami pulling off the upset. It'll be interesting to me. I think Indiana's just a team of destiny. That's why I'm going with Indiana. I think Miami has all the motivation. I think Curt Cignetti's good at keeping the Indiana team motivated and locked in and playing on all cylinders all the time, mistake-free. So the Canes they're not going to be able to be allergic to interceptions like they were last game. They're not going to be able to have those penalties like they did the last game against Ole Miss. So they're going to have to be locked in, kind of like they were against Ohio State. Miami played a pretty much flawless game against Ohio State, and they need to have that type of game against Indiana to win it. I think Indiana's also gotten a lot better and built a lot more confidence since they beat Ohio State. That was kind of that stepping stone game. Do we match up? Do we match up with the best of the best And then once they got that, it kicked them into the next gear where, all right, we beat Ohio State. We're good enough to beat anyone. Now they
I
have
think
confidence to
the
be able to-
win over Ohio State, that was a program defining moment. I
Correct.
think that is where, okay, you guys knew, we know now that these guys they're coming to play.
Yep.
They're coming to play.
And Doug, I think this is a key right here too. With Fletcher, Cocaine's talked about that offensive line. I was surprised, because when I watched the Texas A&M game, I was like, well, those holes were huge. Of course, Fletcher ran. Fletcher's a hard runner. Mark Fletcher's someone Ohio State really wanted, and he chose Miami over Ohio State. Also, I didn't think those holes were going to be there against Ohio State because I thought it was just Texas A&M. Well, they showed that those holes were there against Ohio State's defense too. Maybe not to the same extent, but they were still there. He didn't rush for 172 yards against Ohio State like Texas A&M, but it'll be interesting to see how much room that he has to run against Indiana. Because, like you said, they do dominate in the size. Miami beat, and they did. They got a junk touchdown at the end, but when Ohio State kind of gave it up anyway. But they were running all the way down the field on them. So would they have scored there? Maybe, maybe not. But I think Indiana's better than they were when they played Ohio State too. Like I just said.
Oh yeah, they've gotten better each week as they go.
I mean, just look at how they just absolutely dog walked both teams. Oregon, if you want to go back to games in the past, you can see how much they beat Oregon earlier in the year, beat them by 10.
We need to have a conversation about Dan Lanning and why his teams are so unprepared.
I think it's just he's young, man. He's a young head coach. He was a coordinator not too long ago. I mean, it took Day 6 years to get to the point where he's at now, where he won a national title. It may take Dan Lanning 6 years before he gets his, but he's building it to that point.
To me, it's just
is he year 4? Dan Lanning as a head coach,
something like that. To me, it's just the fact that he got boat raced in the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Well, yeah, but I mean, sometimes that happens. There's a fine line between if it's a third year, then it's a trend. If it happens twice, okay,
sure.
It's time to correct it. You did it once, you did it twice, something's got to change. Oh, and that's one I wanted to mention. That's the other one from Minnesota that I wanted to get this year. Corey Parrish. Would have been nice to get him too.
But again, I think that he's a guy.
He went to the Ducks.
I think that he's a guy that was definitely asking for a lot of money, and instead you replaced him with two guys that I think will have just as much impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you get more depth there in that situation. I think the approach to the portal was very strategic.
Yeah,
they were going to fill out their needs, and that was going to be it. You're not going to get necessarily the most flashy guys, the most attractive picks, but it is what it is. That's just the strategy that Ross Bjork has implemented and that Ryan Day has implemented. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right, brother. Well, Croy didn't have a great sophomore season.
I still think he's a fantastic player.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look more at that. But I mean, I think the guys that we got fit what we needed too. So
yeah, for sure.
It's going to be interesting to see. You also have to make sure that they fit the locker room, because that's what Ohio State built a culture on, guys, that there really is a brotherhood. And with the guys that stuck around, that brotherhood still strong, still there. You look at guys like Pettijohn, you look at guys like Maine, you look at guys like Luke Montgomery, Carson Hinsman, those guys that have all stuck back around. They still have that strong brotherhood, that strong bond. It means more to be a Buckeye. So hopefully that continues despite this transfer portal kind of ruining a little bit of that culture. And Terry Moore's elite. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, the ACL, it is what it is. I think that he tore it in a bowl game, which was really unfortunate. But he's a great player. Like you said, hopefully he can stay healthy. Really excited to see him. And the name is slipping my mind, but the other transfer that we brought in. Earl Little Jr. I'm really excited to see that tandem. So.
Yeah. So, actually, the one thing that we did forget to talk about, where else do you see needs in the transfer portal?
Needs, I think that you should grab some depth at the offensive line. I would like to see that.
Okay.
You cover kicker.
We need some cornerbacks.
That would be ideal. That would definitely be ideal. But I think that's really about it. I know that actively they're still in the market for a receiver. They're still actively.
I still don't think it would be a bad idea to get another defensive lineman too.
For sure. I think right now the biggest needs is probably defensive back and
then a running back. Dude, we got to have some cornerbacks. That's absolutely number one without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. I think at running back, I wouldn't mind an extra body. I think that Isaiah West is perfectly good enough to take those reins, though. I do.
I heard this offensive lineman doesn't stand a chance for even getting any time at a local Pee Wee school. So I'm not sure that Ohio State's his caliber.
Yavi, he's a JV warrior. I'll tell you that.
There you go.
He's a JV warrior.
Miami just picked up a DT. Oh yeah, that was Jarquez Carter.
Yeah, that was Jarquez Carter.
That's a solid pickup too, man. He was
a beast. He's a good player. He's a great player.
Someone I wanted to see stick around. That's for damn sure.
Money talks.
Saw him at practice a couple times, just absolutely light it up. So yeah. He showed flashes of greatness. Why he left, I have no clue.
We need to have that conversation about Larry Johnson.
Yeah,
I think that he's a guy that
maybe he was cutting and trimming, so he had some money to give these Bama boys that came on board.
It's possible. To me, he's lost his fastball.
And they said it every year, and then he comes back with another fastball. You look at
last year again, they stepped up, but down the stretch,
Tyleik Williams, number one draft pick or first round draft pick. You're going to have another first round draft pick this year, developed at Ohio State.
That's true.
K-Man.
But also the recruitment. You can't get guys to come here because of that. The recruitment's been a problem.
You don't need to anymore. You can get the transfer portal.
You can.
And they had 3 guys come. They just left. So it's pointless to even try now.
But that's also, I mean, that kind of applies. I don't know. That's just my hot take.
Yeah, Sark's Longhorns picked up like every DT possible last year, and it didn't do anything this year. They still lost 3 games.
Hero Kanu they got.
Hero Canoe, yeah.
From Ohio State.
Yavi, you've never heard of him. Or Yavi, have you heard of him? Anyway, I think we covered everything we came out to cover for today and got an hour and 12 minutes in. Doug, definitely start over the show. We always appreciate your comments. Thanks to everyone in the locker room, especially your boys from home, kind of getting in here too.
If
NWL.
To anybody in the locker room, we always post clips. I always post clips on Instagram and my Twitter account at Boomin' Buckeyes. So go give that a follow, please.
Larry has the number 1 edge and number 1 overall player committed in 2027.
We'll see if it sticks.
Boom.
We'll see if it sticks. Hey,
He's still got his fastball, brother.
That's a great way to end. That's a great way to end. Love it.
All right. Peace out. God bless everyone. Take care.